Hello and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. We have blended Scotch whiskies, both introduced in the 20th century. Ballantines introduced in 1910, the early 20th century. All right, during the year that King Edward VII died and King George V ascended the throne of Scotland. This has no age statement. It is from Chivas Brothers. The crest on the label shows two unicorns holding up a shield and two Scottish flags and a griffin with a sword. And there's a shield. Like I said, the shield shows a river, a shock of barley, a whiskey barrel, and a copper pot still. This was $27.99 for the big handle bottle. Get 1,000 plus 750 milliliters. Get a regular size bottle and an extra 1,000. Pretty good deal. All right. Now this other one is Johnnie Walker Blue Label. It comes in a case. I don't have the case. I mean, the case is in the other room, but fancy box. This was introduced in the late 20th century. I've heard different dates, 1992, some people say, but they don't mention it on the website. All they say is the late 20th century, so we're going to go with that. Distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland, John Walker and Sons, Lochside Way, Edinburgh. And you can see it has a blue label, and the glass is blue, 750 milliliters. It's a blue glass bottle. Bottle number FF723383. Not sure what that means, but that's what it is. A blend of our rarest whiskeys. And this is by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, Scotch Whiskey Distillers, John Walker and Sons Limited. So they have a royal warrant as one of the official, it's like a legal certificate as one of the official whiskey suppliers to the royal family of Scotland and England. All right. Diageo brand. Their website is nice. Not perfect, but nice. $226 plus tax. And that's a deal because it's gone up a lot. This was $226. This is $27.99. So if there was ever a mismatch, this is it. Now this has old whiskeys in it from years ago. But they don't give an age statement because it might be blended with some young grain whiskeys, and they don't want to call Johnnie Walker Blue Label a 3-year-old whiskey. You know what I mean? So it's got this thick foil cap cover, which you have to tear open with the string. See, there's a medallion. The string rips open the foil cap cover. It moisturizes the cork. So it's actually not a hunk of cork like you would think with such an expensive product. It's just particle board cork, like little chips of cork that are pressed together, glued together. And it's a plastic cap. So beautiful bottle. B for Valentine. So here we go. I have to buy stamps for Christmas cards. I have to do that next week. Maybe Saturday. All right, leave that there. Still got about 40% of the bottle left, so it'll last another year, I guess, maybe longer. Still have to get the Johnnie Walker Black Label, Double Black Label, Green Label, Gold Label, and so on. There's a lot. Aluminum cap, no cork, built-in pourer, which you got to watch because it'll come out fast. They also make a Ballantines 12-year, a Ballantine 17-year-old, and there's probably some other specialties that they don't bother showing on the website. But we can't even get to 12 and 17 from my knowledge. So I deal with what I can deal with, what I can get. Okay, good. Even amount. Can't really tell on video, and this is only a 720 HD, not even HD anymore, but I'm not buying a new one until it breaks, believe me. I don't buy equipment until it breaks. So it's not the most high def, but this is more like a listening to it. All right, so it's gold. Valentine's is gold. The Johnnie Walker blue label is burnished gold. It's deep gold, amber, almost into brown. Do they add color? I don't know. This will count for Friday because Friday we're doing Fandango Friday liqueurs, and I don't want to double up. A lot of multigrain here, which it is, corn and barley, at least those two. Little honey, no smoke, no peat, nope. It's about the same, honestly. Little sweetness, yeastiness like baking bread, bread dough, grains like in a granola bar or something. Yeah, so on aroma, is the Johnnie Walker Blue Label much better than the Ballantines? I don't see where it's any different. There are differences, but they're not really remarkable or even barely noticeable. So I would say it's a draw on aroma. The appearance is, I mean, the Johnnie Walker Blue is darker and the Ballantine is lighter, but that's not a winner or a loser because, just because something's darker than something else that's lighter doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just two different shades, Stouts are very dark brown. Light lagers are very light straw. That doesn't make one better than the other. They're just two different styles of product. Some people prefer light beers. Some people prefer stouts. Some people, like myself, not sure what they prefer. I like both. I guess I prefer stouts, but not always. Honey, smoke, smokiness, cereal grains. It's like a tunnel of flavor. Mm-hmm. Now this one, it's just like honey and cereal grains. Kind of like that Valley something granola bar that I've got. Okay, I know it's Valentine's, so I'm going to call it B for Valentine's. Easily done. B Aviation, good morning, Ron. Have you ever seen gull beer from Iceland anywhere? No, I haven't. I'm afraid I have not. I'd try it. I know Judas Priest's first two albums were on Gull Records, Gull, Gull Records, Rock-a-Rolla 1974, and Sad Wings of Destiny 1976 were on Gull Records. But that company was so poor, like they were like a very small record company. They couldn't even afford to really pay the band. They could pay them a little bit, but they were saying, as soon as we got a chance, we got out of there because we needed money. And they went to CBS Records, obviously CBS, Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, Columbia Records, and then they started having money rolling in. But Gull had the rights to the songs on the first two albums, so they kept putting out reissues, making money off of it, and the band couldn't do anything about it. But they said when they were with Gull Records, they had no expense account, basically, like, what do we eat? And the company was like, well, they got some bread in that fridge with some bologna, They might have some mayonnaise and mustard, it was basically that small. So, but it did get them started, but it's kind of funny reading about that. I've heard it's like their cheap beer, but I want to find it. I'd like to try everything. Cheap, good, middle range, bad. Even the camos, they were interesting to try. They were just so horrible. If I saw camo beers again, would I buy them? Or Axe Head or 40 Street Legal? I mean, I'd buy them. I would know what I'm dealing with, meaning horrendous, but maybe they've improved. Maybe they've improved. You said they've improved Earthquake. They've kind of improved it. It went from a F- to like now just a D-. So from completely undrinkable to hardly drinkable. Johnnie Walker Blue Label. Is it really worth $200 more to get a smaller bottle? You're paying $200 more. In my case, $201 more. I'm sorry. $199 more. But you get a smaller bottle. Is it really outclassing the Ballantines, like running away with the show? I feel funny talking about this because it should just be, just a runaway, a joke, a calamity, a fiasco. It isn't happening. Now, I've said this so many times. I'm tired of saying it, but I got to keep saying it. If you take whiskey A and you do it on its own, you review it on its own, you can say, oh, it's got blah, 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 etc. flavors about it. Fine. You take the same product. Now you put it in a taste test against whiskey B, C, D, E, and F. I'm telling you right now, it's going to taste different every time. Well, to me, you might be better at it. Every time the competitor, whiskey A, B, C, D, E, F, it'll bring different things out. And the price doesn't seem to matter much. You take the super high expensive one, put it up against a cheapo, and it doesn't, like, the competition doesn't match up, It's like, it's not working. But now you take the super expensive one and you put it up against like a $50. So like you take Johnnie Walker Blue Label and go up against a $50 whiskey or a $60. It just kills it. Like, oh, it'll wipe out. But then you put it against the $16 whiskey, which is what Valentine's is for the regular price. Then it's like, why it's not killing it? Why it's not blowing it out? Which is a very strange thing. You've got to try Kirkland beer again. Haha, no thanks. That was fine. Once, I mean, I would try it again, but I would never buy it because I don't go to Costco. I'm not paying a membership fee to save money. I'm not going to pay $50 a year so I can save $51 a year. And I don't even live close to that. There'd be no value in that for me. Now, is the Blue Label much smoother with no hard edges or grain bite or anything? Yes. There are no rough edges, no grain bite. It's just so blended together. It's just smooth. You get the faint honey and all that. But now, on the other hand, am I getting a lot of bold, intricate, and astonishing flavors? Not really. It just tasting like regular old whiskey, if you want to get technical. Now, I saw that lady yesterday buying 2 bottles of Johnnie Walker Blue for a wedding. I know where she bought it. So she must have paid, she paid over $500. And she bought the Don Julio 1942. And, oh, she paid thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. It was incredible. All the rum, the gin, not the gin, the rum, the vodka, and the expensive scotch. I said, either she got a good credit line or she just got the money. And when I was amazed. But I mean, you know, your money, buy what you want. But I noticed she was buying like cases and cases of Tito's handmade vodka in Texas, from Austin, Texas, which is handmade in a factory, on an assembly line. But that must be the common stuff for all the guests that want to drink. You know, they go to a wedding and they're going to drink like mad. They probably say, drink the Tito's, and then the Johnnie Walker Blue and the whatever that is, McClellan, 18-year age. That's for like the family that actually get together regularly, instead of the tag along guests that want to just go eat all your food and drink all they want, drink everything. But anyway, I don't know. I'll take a few more sips. I got to give credit to the blind taste test. I didn't invent blind taste tests. All right. I got that idea from a high school psychology book that talked about blind studies and double blind studies, and how you want to try to eliminate bias and even unconscious bias and all of that. So that made a lot of sense to me. And furthermore, when I started doing taste challenges, I thought that would be a good idea to make it a blind. Actually, what I'm doing is a double blind study, but I have to put the labels underneath the glasses. And what about just looking at the whiskeys or the beer or the wine? You know, you're looking at the beer, you say, oh, that's Pilsner Urquell. Oh, that's Praga. Let me taste them. Is that a valid and reliable taste challenge? I would say it's probably not that valid, because you're looking at it and you have these ingrained ideas in your mind. You may not believe it, but it's there, as evidenced by just now. In my thinking, the blue label was indefatigable, like it could not be defeated. Why even do the video? That was my mind. Like, it's a joke. But I said, no, I have to be fair to the format. I have to go one against all the others in a round robin tournament, and it has to be blind. And it doesn't matter if one bottle's $6 and the other one's $266. You got to do it. And sure enough, you get stunned, shocked, disembellished. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get freaked out or you get tripped out. If you'd have told me Ballantine finest would have any reasonable or quasi-reasonable chance of competing against Johnnie Walker Blue Label, I would have laughed at you. I'd have said, I'd have had money. I'd have had money ready. I'd have taken out money. I'd have said, you see this? This is what's telling me I'm right. I told that to somebody one time when he told me I was wrong. He was talking about rye whiskey. He was telling me rye is my favorite type of bourbon. I said, well, rye is actually a different type of whiskey. It's not bourbon. And then he got like angry and hostile. He said, you're wrong. Rye is a bourbon. I said, rye is not a bourbon. And then he said it again, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I pulled out $100 and I said, see this? This tells me that I do know what I'm talking about. Then he looked aggravated and he left. I said, exactly. A week later, he told me, you were right. It's a different style of whiskey. I looked it up. I said, I knew I was right. I never make a bet unless I know the answer already. I don't gamble. I mean, I literally don't gamble. People ask me, do you play fantasy football or bet on games? I say no, because I don't know what's going to happen. Now, if I knew who was going to win, I'd gamble every time. In other words, I would just take your money. But for real, I don't gamble. So if I pull out $100 and you telling me I'm wrong, that means I know I'm right and you're going to lose money. You don't want to really lose money. So you need to go check yourself. And he did. He knew me. He knew when I pulled out the money that he wasn't going to win. So he went look it up. It's like the other day, we were arguing about some beer on alcohol legs. And the guy was like, you're wrong. You're wrong. What makes you think you're right? I said, first of all, I don't engage in these conversations unless I got the documentation at hand. In other words, I've already got the documents to prove what I'm saying. All right. I said, but you made the contention, so you got to prove your point with documents. You got to prove the point because you made the contention. And that was the end of the conversation. He didn't go any further. Because I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you about beer unless I already know the answer. Otherwise, I'll say something like, that's interesting. I'd like to find out more about it. I don't really know. Because I wouldn't really know. All right. You see what I'm saying? So how do you always find new beers? I just go to Matherns. They get new beers in every week. Do you just go to stores and look for new ones? What's your most reliable store? Yeah, that's the answer. I just go, Walmart, they'll have new things. Now they have new things. You say Walmart, that box store, big box store. Oh, they're killing the mom and pops. Oh, this and that. Okay, whatever. But they do have a fairly good, they have an okay turnover, but it doesn't turn over a lot. Winn-Dixie has no turnover. You can go there in January and go back in July and nothing changed. So, I don't go there really much. Matherns every week is going to change every week. So I told y'all this before. I can go to Matherns once a week, twice a week and get new craft beers. And that could be my whole store and never run out of product. But of course I don't do that. I go to Dorgnac's. I go to, Total Wine and More, Martin Wine and Spirits. I used to go to Stein's, but I haven't been there in 5-6 years. But and then I was looking at this Pumpkinator. I found Pumpkinator, a big bomber now. $10.99. No, retraction. $7.25. And I said, why Matherns got a regular 12-ounce bottle for $7.24? What's wrong with them? But it got me worried because the labels was different looking. Like the one at Matherns was like cream colored, and the one I bought, the big bottle, was just a regular Pumpkinator. I said, man, it got me nervous. So I went back to Matherns and I looked. I said, oh. It was 2021 Pumpkinator with vanilla aged in bourbon barrels. I said, well, what do you know? I found the Pumpkinator for 2021. I think it's 11.9. You'll get so wrecked. You'd be like a car wreck. Like when I did the Bourbon. No, I'm not going to mention that. I was going to talk about how Tuesday I did Bourbon County versus Bourbon County Cherrywood. And then I did independent reviews of both in one day. Yeah. So I said, uh-oh, looks like I'm wrong. And I didn't see anybody else selling the Pumpkinator with vanilla. Anybody. So now I got to do some research in a little while, because if it is a different product, and I know it is, I know it will be, I've got to go buy it. You say that's $7 and something for a bottle. I know. Is it a good value? You know it's not a good value. But on the other hand, most everybody can't get it. So guess I'm going to get it. All right. Now let's go to the comments. So what is my final assessment of this? Very concerned, very concerned, very concerned, very concerned, because you know, I paid $226 plus tax for Johnnie Walker Blue. I bought it. You know, I got the Ballantine for the cut rate price. Is the Johnnie Walker Blue better? I mean, it's better, but is it $226, $199 better? $199. I'm having a hard time figuring out if it's $10.99 better. You say, oh, that's it. You're finished. Diageo's coming at you. They're gonna come at you like the Five Families. They're gonna set up a meeting with you in Brooklyn to work out all your problems. Tessia will provide security. I believe that would happen. I cannot help that. I wanted to come on here and say, oh yeah, easily Johnnie Walker Blue Label blows it up. It's a joke. Forget about it. Valentine's, go back home and do your homework. You learned nothing since 1820. You've learned nothing since 1827. Get on board, buy the ticket to the but now I'm thinking, ooh, maybe there's a little bit more to it than I had first believed. So I never thought I never even dreamed, considered, or even entertained the idea that that Valentine's Finest could in any way compete with Johnnie Walker Blue Label. Now, taste to taste, without price considered, okay, Johnnie Walker Blue Label wins. It wins. It's smoother. It doesn't have the bite. You know, it's got a little smoke and all of those things. But then, of course, after all, we do have to buy the product. I had to buy them. I bought both of these. Nobody sent them to me, guys. I didn't go begging to get free whiskey, or I was threatening to never do videos again. You know what I'm saying? I bought it with my own money. And it's a weird thing. That's all I can say. So when you consider the price, can't believe I'm saying it. When you consider the price, Valentine's Finest is a better value. So if you ask me right now, you say, stop, look, listen, stop, drop, and roll. Give the past a slip. If you can't beat them, join them. I want to know right now, if you were going to repurchase these, which one would you buy? Johnnie Walker Blue Label or Valentine's Finest? I would say, well, I'd rather talk about something. No, you're not going to talk about something else. I need an answer, sir. I guess I'll buy the Valentine's Finest now. Let's think about that. All right, now let's look at the comments, because it is what it is. All right, comments. It's always a good day if you're you YOU apostrophe RE, your. I know I'm being pedantic, but I can't stand Your, meaning your daddy's on the phone versus you are a contraction. Drinking on a Johnnie. It is always a good day when you're drinking on a Johnnie Walker. I've only had the Crown Royal Rye. That's a good one. Everyone is so caught. This is what BA Aviation says. Everyone is so caught up on big brands. If you show up with an off-brand whiskey, everybody will take issue with it, even though they've never tasted it. You're right. They've never tasted it. Oh, I ain't drinking that. Somebody was telling me that yesterday, literally yesterday. I said, Sazerac Rye, that's a good whiskey. I ain't drinking that garbage. That's trash. That's garbage whiskey. And I just said, are you a child? What's wrong with you? They make that in New Orleans. Of course, they also make it in Kentucky, most of it in Kentucky. I said, why am I talking to you? You know, aviation, maybe so. I've had some good times with plastic jug opposed to glass one. Uh-oh. Ron's bringing receipts, family. I always bring receipts. There isn't even a Winn-Dixie in my state anymore, sadly. Well, Southeastern grocers have been experiencing some challenges. All right. I hope to find Smirnoff Ice game day. You ain't missing anything if you don't find it. It's a C. I gave it a C. Average. It's not too good. They should make a game day spiked something 8% because that 4 point something was not working. Tommy Carroll, good morning. Louisiana Liquor Reviews. What was the store you used to go to there? It was always cleaning the floors. That was Mathern's. They've been letting them sit in the sun. Ouch. It's competitive. Did you see Brian Kelly allegedly faked a Southern accent when he was speaking at LSU for the first time? I saw that. That was unusual. My friend Tom said he was probably drunk. Like they were probably at a cocktail party before the game, before the halftime. I mean, these people, they drinking all the time and they eating all these like little finger sandwiches and but I never trusted that guy. I mean, he joined LSU as the new head coach and half the team quits. What does that tell you? The word on the street must be you don't want to play for him. Just get out. You leave Notre Dame to go to Louisiana State University. Let's think about that for a minute. Notre Dame to Louisiana State University, and that's a step up. Who thinks that? Okay. He's from Massachusetts. That's right. That Yankee. That'd be me too, Aaron. I've never taken a drink of anything unless I haven't purchased it. Well, I've drank some gifts. I've had people send me stuff. Of course, I always tell them don't do it, but they do it anyway. It's like you are a serious dude. Are you trying to make fun of your fans? No, I'm not trying to make fun of my fans. Canadian Club is my most favorite whiskey of all time. Plastic Joe. I like Canadian Club. Actually, I really like Canadian Club. I think Canadian Club is one of the best value price whiskeys on the market. It really is. You can't go wrong. I've watched videos where people talk dog on Canadian Club, like it's trash, filth, garbage, scum of the earth. And I think their videos are totally wrong. They're just wrong. And I'm unanimous in that. No, ain't Southeast. Oh, Panthers rule says North Carolina ain't Southeast anymore. Ha. Well, you got a lot of foreigners moving into Charlotte with their corrupt ways and their bad ideologies. All right. Anyway, half the team quit. I don't say half the team. I'm exaggerating. I'm being, hyperbole. But it's bad. I mean, a lot of people are quitting, and they're withdrawing their commitments to the university. So Brad Johnson must have told his son on the phone, "Don't go there. I mean, don't stay there. Get out. That guy's whatever." And then Max Johnson's little brother, who was supposed to be like the top recruited, tight end in the country, he doesn't want to go there. To me, that's not a good sign. They liked Coach O, but that was anyway. I don't care. I watch LSU. I'm wearing the I'm wearing the sweatshirt. Louisiana State University. I mean, I live here, so But I mean, you asked me honestly, what's going to happen? Do you think the Brian Kelly experience is going to be A, positive, B, a mixed bag, or C, a fiasco? my feeling is going to be a mixed bag. Like they'll have some wins and all, but it's going to be, they're not going to be that good. And then LSU fans, they're going to be criticizing him and be constant harassment, which basically will be a fiasco. So I think it's not going to be too good. But what do I know? Boris Johnson could be outed in days. Oh, yeah, Boris Johnson, Boris Karloff got to go. You say you're just picking on him because he's a communist. I'm not just picking on him because he's a communist. I'm also picking on him because he needs to learn how to brush his hair. I'm just kidding. That was wrong. My hair can be wild. My hair can be wild too. You know that. But no, Boris Karloff, the British Prime Minister, this guy, they say he's a conservative. If he's a conservative, I'm a member of the Khmer Rouge. Okay. Boris Johnson. Okay. LSU usually had good luck with tight end commitments. Not now. As a Northerner, I was thinking of moving to Charlotte. I apologize in advance. Yeah, go ahead, move down there, and then you can make Charlotte like Boston. Panthers rule says Joe Brady heading back to LSU as an offensive coordinator will get some nice commitments out of that. I'm a Clemson fan, by the way. Clemson, it was a challenging 2021 season, was it not? Panthers rule says, ha, ha, ha. All right, anyway, so the shock of the world, Johnnie Walker Blue Label fails. Can you believe it? Ultimately fails against the Ballantines finest. I didn't say it had a worse flavor. It has actually a better flavor, but the flavor is, it ain't really that great relative to the Ballantines. Sorry to hurt a lot of feelings and break a lot of hearts, but that's the way it goes moving west. Thanks, everybody.